Okay, so we're looking at taps and tap washers today. Basically, with a tap, mostly you have to take the head off. Now, that can occasionally be a bit tricky. With this particular one, we're looking at getting the cap off it first. And under here is a nice little screw. The screw comes out, and you're left with the body of the tap and the insert. Now, these inserts, they'll unscrew. What you want to do is you want to grip the tap here with a wrench. Ideally, you want to have something like a cloth around it so you don't damage it. But the trouble with taps is that if you twist them in the basin, you're going to end up with it leaking underneath. So you can grip it there and then obviously undo it. Now, this is one I prepared earlier, so it's loose. And out it comes. Obviously, water off. Now, there you've got your base, your tap. What you're looking for in here is you're looking for, you see the seat there? You're looking for marks, you're looking for erosion, cracks, splits, etc. If there are, you can reseat it. You can get a reseating tool. About 15 quid, screws into that bit, and then it just cuts away and straightens out the seat. But in fairness, you only want to do that if there's a real problem. You can't change the taps. It's a set of taps that's matching, or things like that. But anyway, so there's your base, your valve base. The insert. Now, you can just change the insert. We'll look at that first. On changing the insert, you've got to look at this thread here. The insert you buy has to match this thread. The washer size, this base, has to be roughly the same size. The overall height needs to be the same size. If you've got a shroud that goes around this, it also needs to be the same thread and depth here. This head height that the tap head sits on, that needs to be the same height. And these little splines here need to be the same, or you'll need a new head as well. So when buying a new set of inserts, a lot of places have them, B&Q, etc. You don't want to be just getting any old one, because there's all these different issues. Also, the screws don't always match up with different ones. So if you're going to buy them, ideally get the head and insert separate, together. Okay, so let's have a look at this. You've got this. You can obviously take your washer off and take it out. Just unscrews like that, and then you can pick the washer out. Now, if you're refurbing one of these, if you've got, it's dripping or such like, what you want to do is change the washer. Easily available from sort of almost anywhere. Or the other trick is to turn the washer over. Obviously, you're inspecting the washer for basically degradation or splits, cracks, etc. Again, you'll know if it's bad because it'll actually fall apart in your fingers. Anyway, so that comes out. You can unscrew it because they're always a bit tight if they're new. Obviously, this tap's never been used. You can turn it over. Right, now, if your tap's a bit sort of stiff to use, what you do, screw this down to get the carriage out, like so, and the carriage will come free. So you're left then with the carriage, with its internal thread, and then if you pick off this little washer there, circle it, you can then push that through. Now you want to look for broken O-rings here, and obviously look for the thread here. Usually the thread here is square topped, so it's not a sharp thread, it's a square sort of top thread, and you can just check it by running it in and out of this, like so. Now, the thing to do then is get some silicone grease. Put the silicone grease down in here and on here. Then, with these out, what you do is you screw it in and it'll lock up on the grease, but squeeze it slowly down it, so it squeezes the grease into everywhere. Run it out again. Wipe the grease off this, put some more on, bit more in there, do it again. That makes sure you get grease all down and everywhere in it. Smear of grease around this, silicone grease obviously, and then also a smear of grease around there. Then, with those two together or separate, slide it back in. We'll do it separate because that's the harder way to do it. That goes up there, in there, and then your circlip goes back on. By the way, if you have to pull up on your tap heads, that's because this little washer has gone, and what you're doing is when you're unscrewing, it's not actually lifting the washer. What it's doing is this is just falling down into it. Now you put that on top like that, and then you can unscrew it up. Now these aren't the easiest thing to do because you need to just turn it to the right position so that it slides up. That's why the easiest thing is putting them up through the up together, and there it is, it's in. Right, okay, now there's a few other different types of tap. This is obviously the screw down head type. A few things to know. This is the quarter turn. There's nothing you can do with these. What you have to do, you can't really fix them. What you've got to do is get a new set. It's because it's two ceramic discs, as you can see in there, that turn against each other and close off. Now there's not much you can do to repair that once they've gone. So that's a new insert. Again, you're looking for, does it fit here, etc. And then the other thing with these taps is that quite often getting the head off can be tricky. So, for example, T or cross-headed taps. This one's obviously, the screw goes in directly downwards, but cross-headed taps, sometimes there's a screw going in sideways into it. So just turn the tap head and have a look. Be prepared for a bit of a fight to get the head off. They're not that easy, and the whole lot goes back together. Obviously make sure it's all turning free and it's all nice, and that's you.